my name is Monty Suter. I'm a health insurance agent down here in Texas. What we're going to do on this video is we're going to cover the problem with health insurance as we currently have it. And I will say this is my disclaimer. This is merely my opinion, but I think I'm right. Okay, so with that, when we look at the current system, the current model looks like this. This is you and me. We have the sad faces on because our premiums are going up 10 to 50% a year. And most of us are paying into the insurance companies through what we call, we got some kind of policy. It's a major medical type policy. Typically, most of the policies, 99% of them are some kind of a major medical, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But you look at the insurance companies, you know, they're a lot bigger than you and me, and they got some smiley faces on because they got a lot of money. Now, we'll talk about the money in just a second. Now, 70% of the money that we pay into these people goes out to investments and to pay claims. They pay the claims back to our providers. We're paying our providers, doctors, dentists, you know, all the healthcare professionals. We're paying through our deductibles and coinsurance. And then we have our drug companies down here, and they got bigger smiley faces on, and you're going to understand why. Going back to our providers, notice they have a sad face on too, because they have to deal with these people day in and day out. And if you go talk to a provider, you hear the same story. I get tired of dealing with these knuckleheads, you know. So we'll talk about that. Now, there's a couple big problems with the major medicals, and the biggest problem that we have right now is they're full of pork. Like I said, 99% of the policies that are produced or offered are by the insurance company, and they're built with some kind of pork in them. Now, when I say pork, what is pork? Pork is doctor visit, copay visits, drug card, immunizations, mental illness rehabilitation, drug and alcohol rehabilitation, all these nice feel-good benefits, but the benefits really we don't need. We could be paying them out of our pocket. Now, your insurance agents and these insurance companies are not telling you this is the golden egg, the big cash cow for them. But you don't know that. If you could itemize the bills, you'd figure out, gosh, I'm paying all this money for this stuff that I don't really need. I'll just pay my doctor visit out of pocket. We'll address that later. Now, there's another big problem, and we can't fix this. Okay, the problem is baby boomers, people born between 1945 and 64. If we look at the cost scale for premiums and what they do after age 45, this is the dollar, this is the age band. After about age 45, they kind of go to the north, and there's a reason why. Previous to age 45, we're more susceptible to what we call accidents, minor health issues, and so on. After age 45 is when the major health events, cancer, stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, organ transplant, deafness, blindness, paralysis, diabetes, the list goes on and on and on. We also have accidents. We also have more maintenance costs. We got to go in for the cleanings and the, you know, all the scopes and get all checked out to make sure there's nothing happening now. 75% of the working world is baby boomers, and we're out in this major. 20 years ago, we were back here, healthcare was minimal. Now we're out here, and we got these major health events that cost a lot of money. It's a Ponzi scheme because we got more recipients than people paying into this system. Very much Social Security, same thing, Medicare, same thing, they're blowing up. And they've known this for years, that this is going to happen, and they did nothing to address it. Now, let's talk about the insurance companies again. 30%, 70% we talked about, 30% goes out to what we call cost of business. Employees, utilities, rent, sales, commission, profits, and so on. Now, oh, did I mention profit? Yes. Healthcare is for profit. I want you to understand, it's not about taking care of you and making you feel good. It's about big money. Let's talk about some of the big money. Now, don't take me wrong on this. I'm not against capitalism. I think capitalism is good, but I'm just going to expose what I think is the biggest scam on earth. The profits of the companies. In 2009, let's talk about the companies, we'll talk about the profit. The profit, not the gross sales, but the actual net profit, and then we'll talk about CEO compensation. United Healthcare, 2009, $3.3 billion in profits, $9 million paid to the CEO. WellPoint, $2.5 billion, $13 million to the CEO. Aetna, $1.4 billion profit, $18 million to the CEO. Humana, $647 million, $6.5 million paid to the CEO. Cigna, $300 million, $6.6 million to the CEO. Total compensation, not their salary, but total compensation. Health Net, $95 million, $3.6 to the CEO. Coventry, $381 million, $17.5 million to the CEO. Now, I ask you this question. Is health insurance about providing you with health coverage, or is it about money? My opinion is it's about money, big money. These investors want return on investment. So, let's go on. Let's talk about drug companies. Now, drug companies, they got bigger smiley faces, and you'll understand why in just a second. They also have cost of business. They have, they have to pay off the politicians, and if you go out on the internet and do some research, you'll figure this all out. You'll find it. It's all there. They have to pay money to the schools that educate the doctors so they can prescribe more drugs. And if you think about, well, we'll talk about that in just a second. They got to pay all the doctor junkets, and yes, they have to make profit because we're in business to make profit. Now, let's talk about the drug companies' profits. You think this is a scam? This is a big scam. Johnson & Johnson, profit, this is not revenue, profit. 12.3 billion, that's with a B. CEO compensation, $30 million for 2009. Now, $30 million would be about $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a day. Pfizer, $8.6 billion, $14.8 million for the CEO. Abbott, $5.7 billion, $26.2 million. Merck, $13 billion, $16.8 million. Eli Lilly, $4.3 billion. Notice they're all in the billions. Health insurance is in the millions. This is the deal right here. Drugs have never, pays to do drugs, I guess. I don't know. Bristol Myers, $4.4 billion, $18.2 million for CEO compensation. Now, okay, that's the problem. We have to get out of this system. Now, unfortunately, you have your insurance agents and your insurance brokers that are selling you more of this crap. I don't know how to put it any other way. It's garbage. Yes, we need some insurance, but we don't need what we're buying, what they're selling. It's the wrong stuff. Okay, the height of insanity, continue doing the same thing and expect a different result. If you keep buying into this, you're part of the problem. Okay? You need to be part of the solution. We're going to talk about that in our next video. What is the solution to this? The original intent of health insurance was to provide, it's like a co-op. We want to spread the risk around so somebody is not totally messed up by a major event. It's to protect catastrophic loss to single individual people. We all buy together as a group. It's morphed into something that's not that anymore. It's morphed into the cash cow that's feeding all these profits. It's just wrong. Not that profit's wrong, it's just I think this is wrong. Also, the original intent of drugs was to cure stuff. It wasn't to treat stuff. The drug companies would like us to get on drugs, and then it causes another reaction. We got to get another drug, and so on. It's just an ongoing spiraling residual income stream for them, and it's the scam of the century, and we have to get out of the system. We're going to show you the solution. You can either be part of the problem or be part of the solution. We'll see you on the next video.